Hi, good morning. This is Carmen Dahlman.
And Terry Fuchek.
And we have David Baca with us today.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing extremely well.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It's awesome.
It's nice to see you without bruises.
I know.
Clean
Maybe explain why he had bruises.
David Baca got selected last year's in our last year's film festival with actually we were acting together in Corazón de Cerca. Great movie from a school student. It was a school project from Tennessee.
Yeah, okay.
And they came here and filmed it in Rio Rancho. How do you find them and how do you audition for them?
Yeah, you know, it was a total small world because you know, I went to UNM here and met a bunch of different film students. Made a lot of great connections, and so we kind of stayed in touch throughout the years. I still do projects with them whenever I get the chance to. But yeah, so someone was producer on that. They asked them to be producer from their film school from Tennessee, I guess, and so they told the producer they were looking for local actors to feature, and they told me about it. And then I submitted a video audition with the scripts and sides that they had, and then they ended up choosing me. So yeah.
And then they killed you.
Yeah.
And then almost.
I saved his life.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Well, you looked like you had been.
They did a good job.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, they did.
It's one of my favorite short films that I ever done.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's nice to look sexy and all that, but I enjoy being dirty.
It's
like it makes me feel earth. Like this is real stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
It was, and I think one of the interesting things about that project that I think is just kind of like film magic is originally in the script it's supposed to be really hot. It's supposed to be a desert.
That was the funny thing. Now that you mentioned that, I remember. I got cast and everything, and we went to this house to do rehearsal, and they're like so sad because they thought New Mexico is hot all day. I mean the whole year, and it was snowing.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it literally.
You had shorts on, didn't you? During wasn't that what you had on?
What?
Your wardrobe, wasn't it shorts?
No.
I was thinking
really
it was
packed. They actually did a really good job keeping us warm with what we were wearing. I wanted to take it home because it's so comfy. No,
they
were like, dang, I don't know how we're gonna do this because in their head it was desert, it was hot, and they had this whole different idea.
Yeah, in the script, like the characters were dying from exhaustion and thirst and stuff, and then. You know, they came right in the middle of a snowstorm, and there was a bunch of snow outside. Yeah. But it even made it more, I think, a different dynamic than most people think, because the desert is a very cold place in the wintertime.
It was supposed to be the father, the daughter, and probably the sister, something like that. So when I did my audition, he's like, dang, I really want to cast you. We're looking for a girl. And I'm like, I have a boy.
Oh, I
and
see.
That's how my boy
that's
got
how you're
gotcha.
And then everything changed, not just the winter to, you know.
Right.
Wow.
But also
that's
film.
That's
and then
film.
Rob, and he ended up being, I don't remember exactly what related, but not husband and wife, or not like, you know. Yeah.
Sure.
It was cool. It was cool.
It was fun, and that's one of the kind of the fun things about film that I think not a lot of people realize is that you sit and you plan and you pre-production and you get everything together the way you think it's going to happen, and then there's just little like moments of that life happens, and it just even brings the film together better,
right.
That's right.
Yeah, and it worked out.
You have to be able to switch gears.
Oh yeah,
adjust and go with
adapt
it.
For sure.
That's right.
I did a film that was actually in the High Desert screening a couple of years ago called Illumination. That was my senior thesis.
I put it at the Santa Fe Film Festival too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I put it there.
Yeah,
it
that
was
was
the
fun.
libel. You directed it.
Yes.
Did you write it?
I did. I wrote it and I directed it, and it was my graduating thesis for what I graduated with.
It came out really good.
Yeah, it was fun.
I had to put it in Santa Fe Film Festival as well
thank you.
as the High Desert screening because it was very well
I'm
done.
gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
I think that was probably before I joined High Desert.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you so you can check it out.
So what do you have going on now?
Well, I have a couple of different projects going on. One I'm in the middle or pretty much finishing editing called The Love of War that I'm going to be just putting out on the internet just for fun. Just
No, submit it to us.
Okay, I can do
We are
it.
accepting submissions.
I don't know if I should say this, but I'm not speaking for anybody else, but me in general as a filmmaker.
Sure.
This is me, my mentality. I don't like to share anything on YouTube, my final products.
Sure.
I like to share trailers to promote and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
of course.
But I think once you release it on YouTube, the magic of it
Kind
of loses
of.
there.
Yeah.
If you submit it first to film festivals and then
Sure.
you see what's going on, whatever,
Yeah,
and
right.
keep the mysterious there, and then it doesn't get too old. So then if you decide to put it on YouTube, then good,
She's
Right.
trying to talk you into submitting it to
I
us
am,
first.
Right,
no,
yeah.
I mean, not just that. It's
Yeah.
just, it's my mentality. I might be
Right.
wrong. I might be right. Everybody works different. I respect, all the filmmakers' decisions, but don't.
So The Love of
No,
War
But
is
what is it about?
That one it was started out as just a scene about a military man coming home. He's discharged from the military, and he wants to propose to his girlfriend, only to find out that she didn't wait for him. So she's
Which
married.
happens a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. So it's a really nice scene. We got to shoot in a nice restaurant, and it's been in post production for about a year, just kind of getting it ready,
Isn't
and then
that
life happened.
funny?
And
Like
stuff.
sometimes
COVID
people
happened,
think, sometimes people think like making a project is easy, and
Oh, yeah.
I think the most difficult part is the post.
Yeah,
That's when you're
editing.
really making a movie.
It can make or break your film.
I'm a
Yeah.
big advocate for sound design because that's like what So I went to school for writing and directing, but I really found my niche in sound design and sound foley. So whenever I get a film in post production, I spent a lot of time just going through it and foleying my own sounds and creating this sort of I call it soundscape that really immerses you into what's happening, because I think, in my opinion, it's what separates not bad films from good films, but good films to extraordinary films.
That's right.
Or quality wise.
Yeah, exactly.
I
yeah.
heard that recently.
Quality,
Sound without,
quality.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's sound.
I think
sound,
it's just
sound.
like, what is the beautiful thing about film? It's like all these pieces that you put together, you make magic. And if one loses, it can ruin the whole thing. Like sound.
Sure.
If you don't
yeah,
have
yeah,
a good
yeah.
sound, you can have a great picture, a great story, a great movie, but
Right.
the same
Sound
with
bad,
background music, the
So-
same with lighting, the same with editing. If you don't edit, and you can kill yourself and film this awesome project, but then in post production,
Right.
if they don't know how to edit, a good
Oh,
editing,
sure.
it's not gonna like,
Mhm.
everything has to be like.
Oh yeah. So you're a director, a writer, an editor. what is it?
Yeah.
What is it? And an actor?
Yeah, I don't, I love storytelling so much that I kind of, wanted to learn as much as I could about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think I once was told too that, because my ultimate goal would be to write and direct my own movies eventually. But what I was told was that the more that you know about everybody's job, it makes you a better director, because now you when you're asking for a light here, how much work it is to go get that light, to fix the light in the right place, to get it the right color temperature, to plug it in. You know what I mean?
Right.
All the work it entails. I'm not just a director being like, oh, go get that light. You're taking too long.
That is awesome that you've got that mentality, because so many times.
Yeah, it applies to everything. Actually, a good director, I believe, should take acting classes.
Oh yeah,
Not
no, I
kidding.
told they should.
Kidding. They
Yeah.
should take acting classes.
Even if it's not their favorite thing to do,
Yeah.
just to understand, what it's like for someone to ask you to cry on cue and
Right.
not be not be not sensitive to being like, oh, why aren't you crying?
or also not trespassing the limit. Like, oh, feel this way.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
imagine this and that, and then you're like, okay, that's what we.
Yeah.
I think a director should take acting classes,
Sure.
so that way he can understand and have that connection between the actor and I don't know.
Well, definitely knowing what your production, your team is,
Right.
what time it takes,
What they're
and
capable
actually,
of.
yeah,
And also with their limits too.
Sure.
I think you know what I
Sure.
mean? Because everybody has a limit, and I think
In
a good
different
director.
way too.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
good director knows how to challenge that limit, but also not overwhelm that limit as
Right.
well. You know what I mean?
Well, that's awesome.
I love directing
Yeah.
as much as I like to act.
I like producing.
Oh, really?
That's my thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
both actors by
Yeah.
trade, but
Sure.
we, and what I've learned in film is that when you're very diverse,
Mhm.
you unless you are, Jennifer Aniston or George Clooney, and but we're all waiting for those roles to make us, millions. But I think keeping yourself diverse and being able to crew
Yeah.
or whatever,
like he said, it's like when you start exploring behind and in front, you have a better understanding of what it implies to do something. Like you said,
Mhm.
like I'm a director. Oh yeah, now I want to change the camera over that corner. But do you really know what that means?
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
means a lot. It
But
means
also-
lighting. It means sounding. It means cables. It means like
You know, when you said that we're all actors, even an actor just doing a different job on set and understanding, you know what I mean. The more you know, the more versatile you are
That's
in your craft. You
That's
know what I mean? So like if I work on camera, even though I'm an actor, now I know the difference between focal lengths and a close up and what it looks like and what it's like to set it up, so that when I'm on the acting side of it and I hear that they're going to go with a 50 lens and it's going to be, I know kind of
It helps
where my headroom is. I know
Sure.
what they're doing. I know they're taking their time
Right.
doing it because they want it to look good. You know what I mean? It's something that I think is a benefit to everybody, even if it's not your forte, if it's not your job, just doing it to know what
Right.
it's like, I think. gives
I
you a
agree.
better
yeah, being in the
appreciation.
camera helps you as an actor to like
Oh.
just what you said, like
Yeah.
my frame, so that way you know how big you're gonna move or
So that it
how
feels like
little you're
you're
gonna
in an
move,
extreme
because
close-up.
you are aware the camera is
Yeah.
having a
Right.
close-up. It's like right here on my face. you
Yeah,
know?
you can't be moving.
Exactly.
Right.
all around.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. Well, it's been a pleasure talking
Yeah,
to you.
thank you
I
for
really
having me
appreciate
on.
you taking the time on this.
Yeah,
What
and
is
we
what is
can-
today?
It's
I
fun.
know.
It's blurring together. It
I
really is.
know.
I can't wait to see your next project.
Oh,
I
thank
know
you.
it's gonna
Yes.
come out great
I
because
have a couple of different ones,
Well,
Then I'll when they're
yeah.
finished, I'll send them to High Desert Stream.
yeah,
for
hopefully
sure.
we get to work again together.
We should,
And yeah.
even if it's not on an acting capacity, to work on on a project collaboration would be
Well,
fun.
Where people can find you? Do you have a website? Do you have a?
I don't have a website. I should get one. Right now, I guess the best place to get me is just to find me on Facebook and send me a message or comment on something. if you're
David
interested.
Baca.
Yeah, David
Or you
Baca.
can contact High Desert
Or,
Stream,
yeah,
and we'll get you
I
in
will
touch
let
with
you
you.
know.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Vice versa. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Thank
Yeah,
you
thank
so
you so
much.
Very much so.
Okay.
Will do.
Bye guys. Thank you.